Hey guys, Jay
and Connor here,
back with another custom LEGO minifigure showcase.
And today for you, we have our Avengers Infinity War minifigures.
This is going to be an extra long showcase considering we have made a total of 27 minifigures.
Now, Jay and I have both been working on these figures for about a couple months now, so we hope you enjoy it, and let's get right into this video.
Alright guys, here I have my Captain America figure, or Nomad as he might be called, or I've heard Captain Without a Country, but aka Steve Rogers, and we'll start with my usual head to toe. For the hair, I used the original Bruce Wayne hair. I just painted it brown to match. The head is just Lego's Nomad head that I just repurposed there. It works and I like it. The torso was the same as Lego's torso. I just got smeared black paint all over the white on the torso to make it more smudged. I also painted over the fragments of the star to make it completely black. The arms, what I did is I took dark blue arms and I cut them in half, and then I also took flesh arms and I cut them in half and I kind of just stuck them on there, and it works because he has his sleeves rolled up. I also added red and blue detailing as well as the torn off Avenger patches on his shoulders. His shields were pretty fun to make. I took a gift card and I just cut kite shapes out of them and painted those. And then I glued shield handles from just basic Lego shields on the bottom so you can hold them. His legs, I got some dark blue legs that had some small detailing on them. I just painted the boots and the light blue and red you see on there. So yeah, that was Captain America or Nomad or Captain Without a Country. But yeah, here you can see I have my Iron Man or Tony Stark. And we'll start from the top to bottom. For his helmet, I used a Iron Man helmet that he came with in the sets, except for I added some extra gold detailing to the side as well as on top. And as you can see, I painted in a little black strip between the eyes to make it more accurate, as well as on the chin and between the mouth, or in the mouth, I guess, and also on the cheeks. And I did the same thing that I did with my roadie, where you can take off the helmet. And yeah. As you can see, the chin stays down, and as you can see, I just used Lego's head because I love it so much with that HUD painted in. And the torso, I also loved very, very much. Which is why I did nothing to it. It's the exact same. And however, the arms were lacking on Lego, so I added I got some red arms, added some black, silver, and red, and gold detailing. As you can see, the back is the same. Now the legs, I used the Lego's legs, except for I added some red, gold, and silver to the front, as well as to the sides and the back. And yeah, that's Iron Man. And I also made an accessory for him, so we'll get into that. Now for Iron Man's accessory, I decided to make the little extension repulsor thing that he uses when he's flying up to the ring in the sky in New York in the trailer. And what I did is I just got a bunch of Lego pieces together and I just kind of glued them together. As you notice, I have a separate pair of legs there because I didn't want to scratch up my other pair. So what you do is just take the legs off of my Iron Man and I just kind of slide them on and it works. But yeah, as you can see, I added some stickers from the Hulkbuster set on there for some extra detailing, and that sticker on the red headpiece is actually from the suitcase armor from the mansion set from Iron Man 3. And as you can see, what I'll do is I just take a Power Blast piece, I just add it on, and now he is flying. So yeah, that's Iron Man. Alrighty, and now I have my updated Thor, and if you remember, I did do a Thor Ragnarok Thor from Thor Ragnarok. But so here, some changes I made is I took the original sleepy hair and I sanded the top down to be more accurate. I also changed the color to a darker brown. Now the head is the basic either Thor Ragnarok Thor head or Avengers Infinity War Thor head. And what I did is I carved the scar over the right eye with an X-Acto knife, and I placed a little black piece of Lego on top for the eye patch. Now I also repainted the beard and eyebrows to match that same color. Now the cape, I took a red cape and I cut down the sides to make it more slim, and then I did the same thing with the black cape, and I just glued it on top, and that's where you get that little layered effect. The torso is the same torso from Avengers Infinity War, the Thor's Weapon Quest set. I just painted the blue circles with black. I gave him gunmetal arms and flesh-colored hands, and then I gave him, I believe, some sort of Imperial officer legs for the pants, because I like the detailing on them. So yeah, that's Thor.
So here we have Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, as she appears in Avengers Infinity War, except that for most of the figure, by most I mean the torso and the arms, I used the old Black Widow from, I think, Civil War or Age of Ultron, but I just painted the gray kind of body armor design because Legos did not look accurate. But speaking of Legos, I used the legs from the Infinity War sets along with the head and hair. So, yeah, that is pretty much it for Black Widow.
Here we have the main character from Avengers Infinity War, Hawkeye, and also known as Clint Barton. And as you can see, for the hairpiece, I used that spy hairpiece from the collectible minifigure series, except where I sanded it down a whole bunch and I repainted it. And I did paint on the a little bit on his head for the side. The head, I used that just basic head that Star Wars seems to use a lot. For his torso, I used just a random Hawkeye torso I found. I didn't feel like painting one, but yeah. He has a basic black arm for his right arm and flesh-colored arm where I painted on the short sleeve, and for his bracelet, I guess, or wristband, I used electrical tape. His bow is the basic compound bow, but I took off the arrow, the string, and the little circular gear parts, and I kind of bent it so it looks more like a recurve bow. And his legs were from the same collectible series spy minifigure. And yeah, for his quiver, I took a basic black quiver, I cut it off and just repositioned it so it didn't hang as low. So yeah, that was the main character from this movie, Hawkeye. Here to go along with my Hulk, we have a Bruce Banner that it was pretty simple to make. I took the Captain America hair that was in black and I sanded off the sideburns, and I used a Poe Dameron head, and because I like this stubble that he has and it looks kind of like Mark Ruffalo. His torso and arms and hands are just the basic Bruce Banner torso. His legs, I changed to dark blue to match the Hulk, and I added some pocket detailing that's kind of hard to see. It's also on the back a little bit, but yeah. And I added some shoes. So, Bruce Banner. Yeah. Here we have the Incredible Hulk. And basically what I did is I took the Age of Ultron Incredible Hulk and I just sanded and dremeled the sideburns and just the side of his hair. It's kind of messy, but it's fine. It looks more accurate. What I did for his pants is I recolored them with dark blue paint, and I added some pocket detailing and some lining there. As you can see, he has one back pocket on the back, which is pretty neat. But other than that, he is the exact same.
So here we have Wanda Maximoff, aka Scarlet Witch, as she appears in Avengers Infinity War. And yeah, this minifigure is almost the exact same as the one from Captain America Civil War, except for the hair, which I changed to be the Sharon Carter or Agent 13 hair, because the color is much more accurate. And she doesn't have the same trench coat piece. Instead, it is electrical tape that I added, mainly because I used her trench coat piece for my Lego Mercy minifigure. And yeah, the legs are the same, except that I painted on some shoes and some knee pads, and a little bit on her belt. And yeah, that is pretty much it for Scarlet Witch. And here we have Vision, as he appears in every Marvel movie that's ever come out, because his look doesn't change. And yeah, for this I used the Vision from the Infinity War set. And yeah, all I did was add some extra detailing on the head, like finishing up the gray detailing, and making the Infinity Stone more prominent, just adding some extra yellow on top. And along the torso and the arms, and a little bit on the legs, I added just some dark red detailing, just to, just add a little bit more detail. And on the cape, I added 3 dark red lines, because he has lines on his cape. And yeah, that is it for Vision. Starting off the Guardians, we have the leader, StarLord, aka Peter Quill. And yeah, starting from the top, I used the normal StarLord hair and the Chris Pratt face from Jurassic World, the new sets that just came out. And yeah, going to the torso, it is the same torso as the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 torso. Yeah, this is actually the torso from the Infinity War set with the Milano. And yeah, I didn't really change anything on the torso. I just added some arm detailing, just some black lines to make it look more accurate. Yep, on both sides. And yeah, for his legs, he has Han Solo legs from a really old Lego Star Wars set that I added some black patches onto, and some black boots. And in his hand, he has his 2 blasters with a little bit of painting on the ends. Probably hard to see, but it's there. And here is Gamora. So starting from the top, we have the normal Gamora hair and head. Nothing's different from the Infinity War set with her in it. And going to her torso, it is the Infinity War torso, except that I added some electrical tape on there to extend her trench coat. And yeah, nothing's changed on the torso. And her arms are also the same. She is holding a sword, which I added some black detailing to. And her legs are the same, except for the gray boots on the bottom. So yeah, that is Gamora. And here we have Rocket Raccoon. This is almost the exact same minifigure as the Thor's Weapon Quest set, except for a little added details on the shoulder pads, which have some black going around just to outline it. And on his feet, I painted on his actual feet because he doesn't wear shoes ever. And the gun he's holding is the same gun I used on Cable from my Lego Deadpool video from a while back. But yeah, I think the gun really fits Rocket and what's the types of guns he uses in the movies. So yeah, that's Rocket Raccoon. Here we have Drax, and this is the literally exact same Drax minifigure that came in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 set from 2016, 17, I don't know. But yeah, the only difference is his belt is different. I painted a little bit on it. And he has these chrome knives, which I think look a lot better than the normal dull gray knives. But yeah, that is it for Drax. Here we have Groot as he appears in Avengers Infinity War. This is a teenage Groot. And yeah, this is almost the exact same minifigure that was in the Avengers Infinity War set, except I added some detailing on the legs, arms, and torso just to make him look more, I guess, tree plant-like. He just has some, it looks like roots going around him, and some green to be the, like, grass kind of stuff that's on his body. So yeah, it's pretty simple minifigure. But yeah, Groot is one of my favorite characters, so I can't wait to see him in the movie. And here we have Mantis. And this Mantis minifigure is like the other Guardians, the exact same minifigure from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 set. And yeah, the only difference is that I added a little bit of black on the end of the antennas to be more accurate. And on the arms, I made mostly all of them green, because in the actual set they're not, which is kind of weird. But yeah, and also I added some coattails on the right and left of her legs just to be more accurate to the character in the movies. So yeah. And here we have the newest member of the Guardians, Nebula. And this Nebula, following suit to all the other Guardians, has the same head and arm from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 set, while the torso and right arm is from StarLord, from the original Guardians of the Galaxy set. But I just covered up some of the detailing on the torso and added some detailing onto the arm. And yeah, she also has a silver blaster or gun, like in the art for the movies, and she has a stick. I'm guessing going to be an electric stick because a lot of the pictures have electricity around said stick. But yeah, that's pretty much it from Nebula.
Next up, we have my favorite minifigure that I've made for this showcase, War Machine, and I had an absolute blast making this figure. I started with the basic Civil War Machine, and I couldn't find a cheap one, so I just used knockoff. But yeah, so basically for the helmet, what I did is I cut off the bottom jaw and glued it to the helmet. That way you can flip the mask up and the bottom jaw stays down, which is much more accurate than what Lego has. And yeah, I just had the basic roadie face from the Iron Man 3 sets. His torso is the basic War Machine torso, and on top of that, I have the armor piece that from the Batman vs. Superman sets that Batman used. And I just painted that black with silver detailing, and I have all the mini arc reactors and the red arc reactor in the middle. And on the back, as you can see, I also have some silver detailing there. And for the gun, what I did is for the actual, like, I guess, arm part, I used a droid arm that I cut off the bottom and glued on. The gun itself was made from a bit of everything. I used a clone trooper blaster from an action figure, and I used a normal Star Wars Lego blaster, and I added some detailing to the end of that. His arms were the Kiss Batman collectible minifigure arms, because they already had some black on there, and I just continued that black around, added some extra detailing. I gave him some mini arm cannons that he has, which were a clip and an antenna piece. Basic black hands and the same War Machine legs, except for I continued the silver onto the toes, the side of the legs, and the back of the legs. So yeah, that was my War Machine figure. Next up, we have Falcon, or Sam Wilson, and basically what I did for him is I took the Avengers Infinity War Falcon, and I just gave him a full beard instead of the just goatee that he has, because he's in hiding for this movie, or was in hiding, so he has a full beard. The torso is the exact same. The groin piece is from the, I think, armored Batman from Batman vs. Superman. His legs were an old Space Police officer legs that I added silver detailing, boots, and the red on the knee pads. His arms are gunmetal with gauntlets and shoulder pads that I glued on. His little guns, or machine guns or whatever, were blasters that I just chopped up to size. Now his wings, I used the Civil War wings, and because I do like how they were. And I was gonna make some big custom wings, but that plan fell through. Now his jetpack, I used a Buzz Lightyear jetpack, and if you remember, that Buzz Lightyear piece, it wraps around the entire front. So I just sliced off that back piece because it looks pretty accurate. And as you can see, there's I added this little piece on top, and what that is actually his Red Wing drone, which can come off, and which is pretty cool. Yeah, so I added that, and as the camera goes out of focus. But yeah, so that is my Falcon figure, and yeah. Here we have Doctor Strange, or Doctor Strange if we're using or fake names. So for the hair, I just used the basic Doctor Strange hair that he comes with in the set, which is the Bruce Wayne hair with the white printing on the side. I also just reused the Doctor Strange headpiece. Now, his cape is the main featurette of this figure. Let me get rid of these magical discs. And yeah, as you can see, underneath I painted on all that detail inside and on the back. And how I made that cape that kind of goes over his shoulders is I took 2 red capes, glued them together, and cut a little bit off the sides. And I did that as well with the, I guess, collar or neck portion. But yeah, his torso is the Doctor Strange torso, except for I went over the Eye of Agamotto with my own little piece that I painted gold and added some black detailing. And I also redid the actual necklace portion for the Eye of Agamotto. I also continued the blue onto the side of his legs for his little skirt. And yeah, that's Dr. Stephen Strange. And here we have Wong, and he's a fairly simple minifigure. The head, I used a fin hair piece, and I used some one of those like dinosaur soldiers from the original Jurassic World sets that I just painted a mustache and goatee on. Now, removing these magical discs, his torso was a Nia torso when she was the water ninja, and I repainted the blue with brown, and I also painted over her emblem with the Sanctum Sanctorum emblem. I gave him dark blue arms and flesh-colored hands. And for his skirt piece, I used a Chirrut Imwe skirt from Star Wars Rogue One, and he has basic blue legs. So yeah, that's Wong.
And here we have Bucky, or James Buchanan Barnes, or White Wolf, or Bucky, or Winter Soldier, as he appears in Avengers Infinity War. And yeah, for this figure, I used the normal Winter Soldier hair, except I used Poe Dameron's face, because I think it fits a lot more. And his torso is a dark blue torso with some black detailing on it, accurate to how he looks in Avengers Infinity War. And just has a dark blue arm with a little bit of black detailing. I don't know if you guys can see that. But his left arm is a fully chrome arm with a gold hand, because in the movie his robotic arm is all chrome. And yeah, the gun he's holding, I don't know what type of gun it is, but I got it from Bricky Steamboat, so shout out to him. And the legs are the same as Black Widow. They're just nice tactical legs with some straps and a little bit of gray on there. And yeah, that is it for Bucky, or White Wolf, or Winter Soldier.
Next up, we have Black Panther, or T'Challa, the King of Wakanda himself. Now, what I did for his cowl or helmet or headpiece, I took a Batman cowl and sanded the ears down, and then I filled in the eyes and the front mouth and made it stick out a little bit with electrical tape, and then I basically got a butter knife and smeared super glue over it so it would harden. But I added silver detailing to the helmet. I tried making it as accurate as possible, but yeah. The front torso is exactly the same as Legos, nothing added. The arms, I added light gray detailing and silver detailing to the bottom of his arms, as well as the claws to his hands, and I did that for both arms. His groin piece is a Zod groin piece, that way it has I like the little silver bits on there. His legs are a Imperial officer or trooper of some sort. I added silver detailing for the claws and on the legs there. And then on the back, I also added some detailing to his legs and back of the helmet and back of the torso. So yeah, that is my Black Panther.
And here we have Okoye. And yeah, for this Okoye minifigure, I used the head and torso from the official Okoye minifigure, except that I added a lot more detailing onto the head, where she has her tattoos going around her head. And she also has the neck piece, or kind of neck guard, that she has in the movie. And yeah, her arms are dark red because it's much more accurate, with some gold and black detailing on them. And her middle kind of skirt loincloth piece extends all the way down to her feet, which I used some electrical tape and painted on. And yeah, on her legs she has a little bit of silver to be her boots. And yeah, on the spear she just has there's a little bit of black, like a black line on it, which is just for, I don't know, some more detail. But yeah, that is Okoye. And next up we have Sheree, as she appears in Avengers Infinity War and as she appears in Black Panther. This is her battle suit that she wears in the very end of Black Panther. But yeah, starting at the top, she has the Sheree hair from the Avengers Infinity War Sheree, and the same face also from Avengers Infinity War, except I added on some white dots above her eyes and below her mouth. And she also has a neck piece, which is, I used Darth Vader's neck piece. I just sanded it down a lot on the front to be more accurate to how she looks in the movie. And yeah, going to her torso, I painted on a lot of the details that she has. And, you know, the blue on the top from her neck, and a lot of gold cross sections, and some dark blue and some black. Also on her arms, they have silver lines. She is wearing a belt, a yellow belt made out of electrical tape, which is, yeah, really tattered and just, you know, torn up, like it is in the movie, with a little silver buckle on it. And yeah, for her hand gauntlet kind of things, they're the same piece as they are in the Avengers Infinity War set, except they have gold detailing on the sides and some blue on the ends. And with her legs, they're just basic black legs with some detailing, some gold going down to the blue kneecaps, and then some gold on the shoes. So yeah, that is it for Sheree. And here we have Peter Parker, aka Spider-Man, aka Iron Spider, as he is right here. And yeah, for Iron Spider, I used the exact minifigure from the Infinity War set, just with some added detailing on the sides, like under the arms, I filled in with blue, and on the legs, I circled with blue because Lego didn't double mold them for some reason. And yeah, on the hands, I added some gold, and also added the arc reactors, the 6 of them going up and down his torso on the far right and far left. And yeah, Connor actually made Iron Spider's legs, so I'll let him take it over.
Alrighty, so here, as you can see, I used a basic neck bracket that I glued a circular piece on, and I kind of just made a square with just gold poles, and I used droid arms for the actual legs, and as you can see, it is pretty poseable. All of these joints, or most of them, move Actually, all of them do. And for the actual pincers or points, I used an old Bionicle armor piece that I just found and chopped up. But yeah, I just painted it gold, and yeah. Here I have Loki as he appears in Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War. For his hair, I used the new Luke Skywalker hair that came in the Octo Island set. I just cut off the sideburns and painted it black. The head is an Imperial officer, except for I took off the little headset on the side. The cape, I did the same thing with my Thor, is where I took just a normal cape and I cut down the sides to make it more slim. The torso was a basic blue torso that I added black lines on and a little gold piece as accurate to his outfit. I gave him dark blue arms, flesh hands. His daggers are golden size that I took off the two smaller knives on the side. Yeah. His legs were a Superman Man of Steel legs that I continued the black detailing from his torso onto the groin piece. And yeah, that's my Loki. Now we have the Mad Titan himself, Thanos, and this was a pretty complicated figure to make. So for the head, I use a knockoff Hulk head, and I added some thicker electrical tape for the chin, and I painted all of the face. Everything on this figure is all painted. Now for the armor pieces, because I got a bunch of gold armor pieces from Bionicle figures, different Ninjago sets, the original Hulk Buster, and I just chopped it up and glued it on in the style that his armor is in the trailers. As you can, for his arms, I painted them purple along with the stripes going across. On this side, for the Infinity Gauntlet, as you can see, I continued the Infinity Gauntlet onto the arms a bit, and as you can see, it lines up there, and it does rotate, as you just saw. But the hand, I basically took a bunch of the same chopped up Bionicle pieces and glued them on. The fingers here were knife blades. Up here, these were knife handles. Now for the stones, I took a stud from each color, and I kind of just chopped it up, mangled it a little bit, and glued it into place. So, and then I also painted the gauntlet gold, obviously. For the actual torso, I used the Ultimate Spider-Man Green Goblin Big Fig. And you're thinking, well, didn't that have a Green Goblin head? Yeah, I kind of just sliced that off, but yeah, so I painted the main torso dark blue, as you can see, and the pants kind of almost like a desert green, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but I painted the gold going around the knees, as well as I glued on the knee pads and the groin piece, and I painted the shoes black. And the Green Goblin Big Fig also has carved in toes, so I just put a piece of electrical tape over that and just painted over that. So yeah, that's the Mad Titan himself.
Thank you all for watching.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you want.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Fine. I'll do it myself. 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 Fine. I'll do it myself.